Well, hello and a very warm welcome, maybe a welcome back if you joined us for the morning session to Ponds Forge International Sports Centre for live streamed coverage of the Speedo BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships 2021, part of the Speedo and BUCS Swimming Series. Already had plenty of racing this morning, more to come over the next session. It's officially session number 3 on your schedules. Plenty of heats and racing coming up. We've got one heat declared winner event in the women's 400 metre individual medley. So poolside right now, our referees and officials being welcomed to poolside, who we can't do without, of course. Massive teams behind the scenes here in Sheffield helping this event go ahead. One of the big ones, of course, our event sponsor Speedo, with us all weekend, giving out plenty of prizes. I'll keep you up to date with those as the session goes on. But thank you. My name's Ewan. Great to be talking you through this session, as it will be the entire weekend. As we said previously in this morning's session, any messages for loved ones or teammates, please do feel to drop a message in either the Facebook or the chat box on YouTube, and I'll read out as many as I can, as and when I can. Now, one thing to be aware of, there are 2 25 metre pools being used across the weekend, apart from the finals when we just use one. So this afternoon, for this session, we're going to be concentrating on the women's pool on the Facebook stream, and on YouTube you've got 2 opportunities. You can either listen to myself talk over the women's racing, or it is a second channel if you want to watch the men's racing, and you'll be listening to the ambient sounds and background sounds and our event in-venue announcers as that goes ahead. Now we're going to be getting underway absolutely spot on time, and it's going to be event 301. It's the women's 200 metre backstroke. It's our first event of the day, sorry, of the session. Rack on YouTube said, is there no coverage of the men's session 3? Yes, there is, just on a separate channel. So if you go to BUCS on YouTube, just sort of step out into the main YouTube lobby, and there'll be a second stream for you. It'll say the men's session 3. Should have started pretty much live already. And a shout out from James King to Frabina from Surrey. If you do leave any messages, feel free to drop in what race they're in and maybe even what heat number, and I'll try and do the shout outs during the heats they're in to make it a little bit more specific for them. But otherwise, happy to read out pretty much anything. Positive messages, good luck messages, and congratulatory ones as well. So this is heat number 4 of the women's 200 backstroke. Now don't be confused if you're fairly new to this sort of way we run the heats. The fastest 3 heats are run first, and then we go back and do the earlier heats a little bit later on. And we have a, well, the false start buzzer went. They carried on racing though. It was a pretty clear false start. I think it was lane number 3, but don't quote me on that. So they've carried on racing. We're going to keep going.
In the South Pool, we have event 302, which is the men's 200 metres backstroke. We start
and racing in this one from lane 0. We've got Jenny Beattie, Charlotte McClure, Madeline Soper, Sophie Maguire, Honey Osrin, Ellie Turner, Becca Sutton, Sophie O'Keefe, Joanne Neal and Francesca Crocker. Now, our swimmer in lane 0 has stopped correctly, I believe, and we're now asking the rest of the swimmers to stop. They're already 100 metres into this race. This is a strange one. Now they're stopping, they're getting the message. To be honest, I was a bit surprised when they carried on going, because it was a clear klaxon for the false start. Now, for example, in lane number 4 here, Honey Osrin, she's still going. She has raced a full 200 metres. So I wonder what kind of chance they'll get to rest a little. And we still have 2 swimmers still going, and they've eventually stopped. We're down to 1 now. Real shame for the ones that carried on. It's a very difficult situation, especially when they're on their backs too, with facing the sky. It relies on other swimmers to actually get their attention and stop them. So lane number 3, Sophie Maguire of Birmingham, she has raced a full 200 metres. Unfortunately, it will count for nothing. I think I see a smile on her face. She's maybe seen the funny side of things, but very unfortunate. So we will move on to heat number 5. I'm fairly certain the swimmers for heat 5 are ready. Yeah, so the swimmers from heat number 5 are being asked to make their way to the BUCS desk. That will need to be rerun. So as I was just explaining, not sure how far I got, to be honest. We run the fastest 3 heats first in each event to give those 30 swimmers likely to be in the A and B final later on tonight the most chance to rest and recuperate. And once the 4 events we've got in this session, we've done the fastest 3 heats, we then go back and do the earlier heats. And here we go then, we are going on to heat number 5. So we've got Holly Leggett on this near side, then comes Charlotte Fletcher, Florence Tinsley, Ariana Munden, Jennifer King, Rachel Anderson, Gerda Vasilaskati, Emma Cruikshanks, Alicia Enslin and Sarah Campbell. I think you'll likely see heat 4 later in the session when we run the remainder of our 200 metre backstroke legs. I think it's unlikely we'll run it in 2 more heats time. So heat 5 is underway. Fastest times we're looking at Jennifer King of Stirling, 2:08.7 coming in. Rachel Anderson of Loughborough by her side in lane number 5, a 2:09.2. So these championships part of the Speedo and BUCS short course series. Swimming series, sorry, made up of the short course, the long course and the team championships. All brought to you by Speedo and BUCS, the new headline swimming partner. It's got many prizes to give away across the weekend. Things like power banks, towels, bags, the latest fast skin goggles. All you need to do is grab your team, and that can include mascots and flag bearers and coaches, whoever it may be. Take a photo and upload it to Instagram, Twitter. Tag @SpeedoUK and use the hashtag SpeedoBucks. The best photos across the next couple of days are going to be winning prizes. Couldn't be easier to get your hands on some quality Speedo gear. So 50 metres to go here in what is officially our North Pool. We've got a North Pool and a South Pool, with men's races and women's races running side by side. So if you hear in the background any whistles or noises and it sounds like races are starting, it is not a time lapse with our screens and microphones. there are races going on right to the right-hand side. In fact, on that screen there, you can see to the right the pool. So the North Pool, for the time being, is the women's pool. And the South, officially, is the men's pool. We watched the men's this morning and enjoying the women's throughout this afternoon. So there's your winner, Jennifer King of Stirling, 2:12.49. Second ahead of Rachel Anderson of Loughborough. And the best of the rest, a few more seconds back, got Gerda Vassila-Skati, a 2:19.55 in lane number 6. She's representing Bath. So we'll likely see these girls again a little bit later. Now, just an announcement over our PA system here regards heat number 4. Didn't quite catch it, but I'll try and get some information. I don't think it's going to be happening too soon. I think it's just still trying to sort it out, maybe. So if you've got a teammate or a loved one in that one, just bear with us and we'll get it sorted. And as soon as I get any information, I'll bring it straight to you. So great venue here in Sheffield. If you've not been before, it is one of the premier swimming venues in the country, and a really good crowd here. Although there's no officially spectators, there are so many athletes, it feels like a full venue. Heat 6, from the far side, Agnes Burns, Rowan McGill, Alexandra Waller, Evie Johns, Cassie Wilde, Iona Sasha, Ellis Shields, Megan Pye, Lizzie Burbage and Holly Steed. And it's been a very warm here in the venue. Shorts and t-shirt weather, most certainly. And it's not too bad outside here in the city of Sheffield. Went for a little walk at lunchtime between the opening session and this afternoon. Plenty of people about. If you are in the city, lovely Christmas market down the main high street too. Definitely get yourself along and up to that one. And in heat 6, it's lane 5. Cassie Wilde of Stirling leading the way. She is the second fastest on paper in this heat. Iona Sasha of Edinburgh, a 2:08.1 against Wilde's 2:08.9. A cracking start to this race, and this should be on paper our fastest heat number 6. And we'll get back and run heats 1, 2 and 3 a little bit later. So let's have a little run through our session timetable. We've got the women's 200 metre backstroke, fastest 3 heats. Women's 50 freestyle, fastest 3 heats. 200 metre breaststroke, fastest 3. Then we have the women's 800 metre freestyle. That's only 2 heats. That is a heat declared winner event. And then we run the remaining heats in the aforementioned races, followed by the individual medley, which is the 400 metre race. That is also a heat declared winner race. And then the heats for the women's 4x50 medley relay, whose final is tomorrow afternoon. Not this afternoon, that final is tomorrow afternoon. So our 2 quickest swimmers, Cassie Wilde and Iona Sasha, they are now tied by neck and neck. Sasha coming back against Cassie Wilde. And look at that, 800 separating them. It was Cassie Wilde that just touched first from Stirling versus Edinburgh. 2 of the really big swimming universities we're going to see this weekend. Alongside Loughborough, it is Edinburgh and Stirling who are regularly competing right at the front of these championships. Remember a couple of years ago, medals galore for those 3 universities. So just getting the results ratified before we move on to our next event, which is the women's 50 metre freestyle. This is heat number 23. Gives you an idea of how many more heats we've got to go before the conclusion of this session. But first of all, we're going to run heats 23, 24, 25, the quickest three. And taking part in this one from lane number 9 on the far side. Grace Maskell, Spencer Williams, Amy Davies, Rachel Gillespie, Lotte Upan, Katie Robertson, Jemima Hall, Anna Morgan, Louisa Lozeski and Emmy Hutchinson. So these will be absolutely rapid, of course. These are the quickest of the quick in the women's 53. And it's lane number 5, Lotte Upan of Stirling. Can she be pipped? She is by Katie Robertson. Again, those two universities, Edinburgh and Stirling. 25.87 for Robertson. A couple of tenths ahead, or 3 tenths in fact, of Lotte Upan. And the best of the rest, third place was Amy Davies of Nottingham, 26.23. Now, big shout out for Darcy Gardiner. You are doing amazing, from your flatmate, specifically Georgina Jeffries. Heat 24 then of the 53. Isabel Wainwright, Kai Marriott, Jess Bodger, Morgan Penny, Laura McNabb, Kate Clifton, Katie Goodburn, Caitlin Cambrook, Kirsty McNair and Liza Radzanati. And message to Georgina on YouTube. Just let me know what race Darcy is competing in, or races, and we'll try and do some shout-outs during the actual races that they're competing into. And that applies to anybody getting involved on Facebook or YouTube. Leave a message, let us know when and where they're racing. We are focusing on the women's pool today. And look at that, that is tight, isn't it? My goodness, yeah, 1/10 separating Laura McNabb and Katie Goodburn. Kate Clifton literally in between them at 25.84 in third place. And then finally for now, heat number 25 coming up. Should be the quickest. On paper there's a 24.5 second here for Louise Hansen. Taking part from lane 9, Alice Goulby, Hannah Young, Bethany Walker, Elaine Murray, Rebecca Watt, Louise Hansen, Elena Morgan, Georgia Coates, Jessica Telford and Emily Skilton. It's Louise Hansen, 25-year-old from Loughborough. Her teammate Rebecca Watt is next to her in lane number 5, but she's a full second back on paper. And look, that's what it looks like in the pool. We talked about the paperwork, that's what it looks like being a second ahead. That is a storming time, 24.66, a second ahead of her teammate Watt. Third place, down in lane 1, Jessica Telford of Birmingham. They're your top 3. And now, the way this competition works, later on tonight there will be an A final and a B final. The fastest 10 from all the heats, not just those 3, the fastest 10 from all the heats, because you can, it has happened, you can get into a final from the earlier heats. Rare, but good swimming, can make it happen. There'll be an A final with 10 swimmers and a B final with 10 swimmers. A finalists are chasing those medals. Right, on to the women's 200 metre breaststroke. This is heat number 4. Molly Renton, Libby Blissett, Lauren Richards, Anna Morgan, Beth Dennis, Cara Hanlon, Kieran Harries, Phoebe Kelman-Johns, Ellie McCloy and Laura Harrison. This is going to be heats 4, 5 and 6. shout out here on the YouTube stream. Shout out to Emily Knowles from your housemates. Kiss, kiss. Again, just let me know when they're racing, what races they're taking part in, and I'll do them when the time's right too. From your housemates. Housemates, flatmates. Once again, lanes 4 and 5. There's Cara Hanlon and Beth Dennis this time. Early doors, but they're already 2 seconds ahead of their counterparts in the pool. Saw some fantastic racing from the men's this morning. Again, if you're just joining us, the men's is available to watch on a separate YouTube stream. So if you're tuning in looking for that one, it is available to you, but on Facebook and the main YouTube stream this afternoon, we are just concentrating on the women's racing. If you are coming down to the venue, make sure you check out Speedo's retail area next to the cafe in the foyer with all your merchandise and product needs. Speedo BUCS t-shirts, hoodies, along with fast skin suits, goggles, training aids. That is just to the left-hand side as you look at the cafe, or to the right-hand side of the glass doors before you come into the venue at balcony level. 50 metres to go. Dennis now over 1.5 seconds at Hanlon. Harry's holding on. Maybe left too much to do to break into that top 2. Remember, this is all about times. The 10 fastest times will make it into the A final. The second 10 fastest times make it into our B final. And it looks like Beth Dennis of Sheffield Hallam, home swimmer, takes it to 28.06. 1100s ahead of Hanlon, and then comes Kieran Harries. So new fastest time to beat for heats 5 and 6 coming up. Tell you what, Emily Knowles is popular. She goes in heat number 10 of the 53 a little bit later, so I'll make a little note in the paperwork. My very proud twin brother watching from Bournemouth. Down on the south coast. Right, heat 5. We've got Izzy Hepburn, Hannah Sheehan, Abigail Jackson, Jennifer Green, Kira Fletcher, Megan Morrison, Annabelle Guy-Johnson, Laura Sharp, Ellie Ward and Rochelle Mondale.
In this half, we'll move on to event 304, which is the men's 50 metres freestyle. We're starting with the 3 fastest heats, moving in with heat 26.
Now, over the course of this championships, there are swimming event points up for grabs. So in each event, fastest individual from each institution is going to score points. So for example, where there is more than one A finalist from the same institution, only the highest ranking is going to score points. And the subsequent points go to individuals from new university, so the next university along. And 10 points for a win, 9 for second, 8 for third. So if, for example, you've got 3 people from Edinburgh in the A final, only the best representative from Edinburgh gets the point. The next university best swimmer gets the 9 points, etc., etc. And if we have to go down to the B final, then so be it, because you will get multiple swimmers from the same university across the championship. Relay event teams get double points, but only the A final actually score points in that one, unless, one caveat, disqualification, then we can look at the B final. We'll try and keep you up to date on the points totals as the weekend goes along. So Megan Morrison of Loughborough in lane number 4. Winning time is 2:27.52. Kira Fletcher of Nottingham Trent, 2:30, and then Aminabel Guy Johnson of Edinburgh, 2:32.5. Now, coming up next, heat number 6. On paper, our fastest heat of the 200 metre breaststroke. That's all based on the swimmers' entry times coming into the championship. It's not always the case that it runs that specifically or closely to the entry times, but you would expect to see regularly the centre 4 lanes of these last couple of heats making their way into the A final. Now, Flora Forrest, Eleanor Brown, Aoife Marley, Sophie Payne, Katie Robertson, Lily Booker, Natalie Druitt, Denisila Elena Gogu, Lily Jewell and Charlotte Frost make up this heat number 6.
In the South Pool, we move on now to the final heat of the men's 50 freestyle, heat 28.
Now, really nice to see, and I appreciate the messages coming in on the channels. We do love to get you involved in the conversation. There's a lovely message for Lucy Kerr. This for Aberdeen, competing in her first competition, 50 metre freestyle, breaststroke and the 100 metre free. She's got a very excited family watching at home. Go Lucy. So we'll give a little focus on Lucy when those events come around. So there's our confirmation then from earlier, just hearing over the tunnel here. The missing 200 metre backstroke, the heat number 4, is going to be at the conclusion of the 200 metre breaststroke. Now, they didn't say that whether that was actually at the end of these 3 heats or this heat, or after we've raced heats 1, 2 and 3 a little bit later. I think we'll find out when the graphic comes up on the screen, to be honest. So we'll wait and see. But back, let's focus on the pool lanes 4 and 5. Got Lily Booker and Katie Robertson. We have 50 metres to go to book their place in the A final. Really, it's a matter of what lanes they're going to be in that A final. I think the rest of the swimmers in the pool, they are definitely competing for those A and B finals. It's a cracking finish to this one from Lily Booker. 20-year-old, 2:21.6 is her entry time, so she's a few seconds outside that, but this is not the final. It's about booking your place in the final, and she'll be very confident with that. She's done exactly that, and I think that might even give her lane number 4, which she'll be very used to. Katie Robertson and Sophie Payne, second and third place swimmers. Really big gap there, isn't there, between the first and second swimmers and third onwards. The likes of Sophie Payne, we'll just have to wait and see what the official results say. They'll be out as quick as possible, so swimmers know exactly when they're going to be taking part again. Of course, plenty of swimmers taking part in multiple events. So confirmation of heat 6, and yeah, we are going to go straight into heat number 4, the heat with the false start right at the start of this session. We are going to run that again right now. So for the second time, Francesca Crocker, Joanne Neal, Sophie O'Keefe, Becca Sutton, Ellie Turner, Honey Osrin, Sophie Maguire, Madeline Soper, Charlotte McClure and Jenny Beattie take their place in the water. Joanne Neal of Warwick doesn't join us second time round. Well, it wasn't her false start, so there must be for other circumstances, maybe competing in a direct correlating event. So this is heat number 4 of the 200-metre backstroke. If you're just joining us, this is a little bit out of sync with our timing schedule due to a false start. This was our first heat of the session. False start early on. So just nipping this one in before we move on with the rest of the schedule. Still to come is the women's 800-metre freestyle. This is going to be a heat-declared winner event, 2 heats in that one. Then we go back and run the early heats in the 200 back, 50 freestyle, 200 breast. Then we have a 400-metre individual medley, heat-declared winner event, and the heats for the 4x50 medley relay. So a real mixed bag in this session. The men's are competing in exactly the same events, about 50 metres to the right of this pool. And you can watch that on a separate stream. Or, if you're really clever, get your iPad and your laptop and your phone, and you can watch as many screens as you like. Shout out to Ayana Lawson, you're amazing, from Sam Scott. 50 metres to go. Honey Osrin of Loughborough leading the way. And I think we've got a new winner in our shout-out competition. In full cap, Sophie Dawes says another huge shout-out to our Rebecca Greenwood, competing in the 53 and 200 back, representing Cardiff Met. The Dawes, Robsons, Joyers and family are all behind you. There's a party back at their house, celebrating Rebecca Greenwood. And back into the pool, lane 4, Honey Osrin does take the win, 4 seconds clear. Sorry, 2 seconds of Becca Sutton and 4 seconds clear of Ellie Turner. So 1 extra heat swim for some of those swimmers. I think Honey Osrin might have been one of those that did the full 200 when the klaxon for the false start went off. A couple of our swimmers couldn't be distracted, so in the zone, could not be distracted and swam the full 200 despite it being klaxoned off for the false start. But hey, some of these swimmers, they're up at some ungodly hour, 4 AM, swimming 2 hours before university starts, so I'm sure it won't affect them too much. So we now move on, once these results are confirmed in our timing system, and when they disappear, that's generally them all sorted. And now we are moving on to what I believe should be the 800-metre freestyle. However, our timing is showing otherwise on the screen. It says 200 medley. There's certainly no teams on the starting blocks. So I just want to confirm with myself, I think this, taking part right now, is the 800 metres. Yes, it is the 800 metres in the pool at the moment, not the what you saw on your screen, which is the medley. So we are running to our original schedule. There was the reason for a little bit of confusion is there was a change in the schedule at some point this afternoon, and then it was reverted back to the original. So if you've gone on the BUCS website to the swimming event, and you've got there's a resources page there for the event resources, and downloaded a draft timetable, that one is 99% I'm going to say it's correct, because it was changed here at the venue, but then we went back to the original. So yeah, this is the 800 metre freestyle. And there are only 2 heats in this one, so we've got a heat declared winner, so there's no final later. It is just a matter of whoever wins is going to be your winner. So in the pool, from lane 0 on this near side, you've got Georgina Thorne, Ilana Sinclair, Adele Zakarewski, Ella Thatcher-Plant, Katie Taylor, Shannon Dallaghan, Katie Hammond, Nellie Kinch, Evie Johns and Emma Evans. 30 lengths all for the pool. And that is good timing from Jessie White. She says, go on Shannon Dallaghan. So much love. Your housemates are not just very proud, they're very, very proud. It's a double proud day for the housemates of Shannon Dallaghan. And she is in lane number 5 representing Birmingham. He's had a fairly good start to this race as well. Out in front though, lane number 7, Nellie Kinch of Nottingham. And Meg Hubbard is mirroring Jessie White's sentiments. Shout out to Shannon Dallaghan. Good luck, so proud. So let's have a little chat then about how the awards work here at the event. So BUCS medals are awarded to the first 3 individuals or teams in each event. Trophies will be awarded to the top overall institution, calculated using swimming event points. Top men's and women's teams calculated using the swimming events points, and the top male and female performances calculated using FINA points. And the top male and female in the para swimming performances using para points. Medal ceremonies here, if you're in the venue, take place immediately after the conclusion of the final sessions, which is session 4 and session number 6, or any heat declared winners events as and when they occur, such as we've got now with the 800 metres. If you want to get to the final, top 10 swimmers or teams advance to the A final. B finalists are made up of swimmers ranked 11th to 20th from the heats. And the top 3, of course, the gold, silver, bronze, receive medals. If you've just joined us in the last 5 or 10 minutes, be aware that Speedo, our headlining partner sponsor, are offering spot prizes, including Speedo's new LZR Rave training suit. For your chance to win, all you need to do is post a picture on Instagram with your swim team, partners, buddies, and they will pick winners each day. Just tag Speedo UK and use the hashtag Speedo BUCS for your chance to win. It could not be easier to win some seriously good and seriously pricey equipment, all right? So make the most of your weekend, get your team together, get a photo. Maybe even the likes of the support team for the likes of Shannon Dallaghan and co. Maybe even a photo of you supporting her around your laptop screen or wherever it might be, supporting them. Do it, get it on Instagram, tag Speedo UK and use the hashtag Speedo BUCS, because my vote will be for you. It's those supporting from far afield that we want to see photos of as well. So let's spend a couple of minutes just going through these messages. Loads coming in there. This is fantastic. This is lovely. Georgina Jeffries, another shout out to Darcy Gardner, competing in the next 200 back. Your flatmates are so proud of you. Swim Fan says, cheering for Erica Shaw and the entire Lancaster University from America. Fantastic. What time is it over there? Good luck in your 400-metre individual medley. Go Shannon Dallaghan. Meg Hubbard, it's you again, isn't it? So go Shannon Dallaghan, all caps. Maybe you're shouting it louder now. And Karen Cartwright says, huge shout out to Taylor Cartwright, competing in the 50-metre freestyle heat 17. Already achieved a PB this morning. Fantastic, good start to the weekend. And good luck from your family and all at Driffield Swimming Club. You go, girl. You go, girl. Now, I remember, I'll read that out again during the heat. Let's go Sophie Ings, best of luck. Party Face and Party Popper from Adam Marsh. Go Bethany Walker, Sheffield Hallam. We're all very proud of you, well done. I love these weekends. A lot of these swimmers that you're going to see have literally been to Tokyo and have competed at the absolute pinnacle of the sport. And you've got other swimmers literally side by side in the lanes. Their first ever university competitions all coming together. It is the best of the best in British university swimming here this weekend. And we can enjoy it together. I think Shannon Dallaghan might be the most popular swimmer, or certainly got the most fans watching. Meg, Jessie, Kate and Luke are so proud of you. And Jessie White says, go Shannon Dallaghan as well. So if you are watching and you've got family or friends or university colleagues taking part, please leave any messages you like. Especially with these 800s, we can go through as many as possible. 8 laps to go here in our first heat. Now, this is a heat declared winner event. That means we've got 2 heats and there'll be no final. It'll just be the fastest 3 times from these 2 heats. It's going to get the gold, silver and bronze medals. So you could, if they have a really storming swim, a medalist from this heat, although the fastest swimmers will be in the next heat. But hey, this is swimming. How many Weetabix have you had? That's all that matters. 4 lengths less to go for our... sorry, I was distracted there. I was going to say 4 lengths left to go for our leading swimmers, and somebody said you're a great commentator, and it kind of went to my head for a split second there, so thank you very much. How to distract a commentator. Tell them they're doing all right. And it's going to be the final 2 lengths then, and it is lane number 6 is Katie Hammond. Doing very well indeed. So what sort of time are we looking for here? The quickest times coming into this one were 8:55 from Katie Taylor in lane number 4. And it is lane number 7, Nelly Kinch, that takes it though, 8:48.6. So I'm just going to write that down, 8:48.6, because that is the time to beat now for our next heat. Katie Hammond just outside 9 minutes and a 9:02.97. And Nelly Kinch, that time of hers was 20 seconds quicker than her entry time on paper. That's why it sort of took her a little bit by surprise there. Shannon Dallaghan. Oh, Shannon Dallaghan, 3rd place, fantastic. Sorry, I was, again, so all that support, 3rd place in the heat, 9:16.07. Look at that, lanes 5, 6 and 7, 1st, 2nd and 3rd. 8:47.98 the time to beat. And if we look at heat number 2, now there are times, the likes of Leah Crisp and Michaela Glenister, they are looking at 8:24.25s. So there's an outside chance, I'll call it, that Nelly Kinch could get a medal here, but there are some seriously good swimmers in the next heat coming up. So well done to Kid, Shamond and Daligan for heat number 1. We'll shortly move to heat 2. And taking part in heat number 2. From lane number 9, you've got Marion Hanquett, Lottie Wynne-Jones, Phillida Britton, Meg Finnan, Michaela Glenister, Leah Crisp, Alice Deering, M. Clark, Nicole Ritchie and Rebecca Flisher. So you've got Leah Crisp from Bath in lane number 4. And she is surrounded by quality. A pair from Stirling, Glenister and Fillan to her side, and to the opposite side, Loughborough's Clark and Deering. This could be a cracker, this one. 8:48 to beat. Jess Swaffer competing in heat number 13 of the 53. Go Jess, leave nothing in the pool. Love the family back home in Guildford. Oh, I'm not too far from Guildford. I'm in West Sussex. Nice place, Guildford. Lovely high street. So again, we're looking at roughly Leah Crisp with an 8:24. Michaela Glenister has got an 8:25. These are the times on paper in front of me here. Alex Deering 8:28 and Meg Finnan 8:33. The early door start from Alice Deering in lane number 3. And the little boards, if you're fairly new to this, watching swim for the first time, because you've got a friend or a loved one taking part, the little signs that you see the officials hanging over the end of the pool at the start again just lets the swimmers know how many lengths they've got left to compete or complete. 30 in total. So there we go, over the side, 26 for these swimmers now. And Alice Deering a second ahead of Crisp and Clark. And oh, it's time for Becky Flisher, isn't it? She's in this one. You're going to smash it, says Meg Hubbard. Gonna smash it. And a big shout out to Kyra McDonald of Plymouth from her dad and Shyla. Good luck in the 200 back, and well done for this morning in the 50 metre back. A great swim. So a backstroke specialist, it sounds like, Kyra McDonald. So side by side, this is nice now. Leah Crisp and Alice Deering. The great thing about 800 metres is it can change by such huge margins later on in the race. So many times we've seen a swimmer out in front for 600 metres by a margin of 5 or 6 seconds, and then you can see it, the tank runs dry and it becomes a real war of attrition to get over the line. And meanwhile, there'll be a swimmer, there always is, that's just bided their time, and they have the best 200 metres of their entire race, and it does keep you on your toes. Right, I'm going to jump onto the Facebook and just see what's happening on there in terms of shout-outs. Nice to see. Huge shout-out to 8 for Marley, competing in 3 breaststroke events for Birmingham University from all of your family. And go Becky Flisher, we are so proud of you, from Jessie White. Right, let's jump on to the Facebook chat. Just don't want to miss anything, just in case there's messages coming in. Again, we are concentrating on this main stream with the commentary on the women's pool this afternoon. We did watch the men's earlier this morning, and later on, of course, with all the finals taking place in one pool, we'll just be concentrating. It's officially the North Pool here at Sheffield, the northern end of the venue. It is a fantastic venue for swimming here in Sheffield. One of the best. It is officially the Ponds Forge International Sports Centre. Hosted plenty of national finals and, well, of course, these BUCS championships. So a couple of messages on the Facebook. Sorry if these are a little bit late for you, but Georgina Alice says, good luck to Team Edgehill this weekend. Go and smash it. Hashtag up the edge. And Liz Martin sending all the luck and love to Francis New, who is representing Uni of Birmingham for the very first time in the 400 metre individual medley, from mum and dad watching in Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, unfortunately, that pool, nice venue, historic venue, but unfortunately the pool's closed there at the moment since the pandemic. There's I do believe there's plans to, I think it needs a few million quid spent. It'd be a real shame to lose the Crystal Palace swimming venue. As we saw with the pandemic, I forget the number, but it was a scary number of pools that had closed during it, of course, and a real slow process to reopen them with any sort of restrictions still in place. That's why it is just so great to be here in Sheffield and see so many people. There are still the cleaning stations, and you're very well looked after. But it's just nice to see lots of people enjoying sport and taking part, and athletes, and so it almost feels back to normal, dare I say it. So let's get back. Where are we in the pool then? Lane number 4 going very nicely, Leah Crisp still. And that shouldn't really be a surprise. She's the fastest on paper. She's got 6 lengths of the pool to go. Now she is being, despite her dominance in this race, she's being closely tailed by Alice Deering and M. Clark, Loughborough teammates, in lanes 2 and 3. But they've got a big job to catch Bath's Crisp. Now let's have a look at the schedule before we get too far ahead of ourselves. So coming up, pardon me, should be the women's 200 metre backstroke, the remaining heats in that one. And I believe there's going to be 3 heats there, heats 1, 2 and 3. And then we'll have the remaining heats in the women's 50 metre freestyle. And there are a whopping 22 heats to come in that one, but 50 metre freestyle, knock 'em out at 2 a minute. 2 lengths to go then for your leader, Leah Crisp. It's going to be what we call in motor racing a flag-to-flag finish. Led from metre number 1. And as she turns to the final time, she'll, as she's seen so often, there's that clear water between her and Alice Deering and M. Clark. So the time to beat was 8:48, and it is an 8:35. So that means Nelly Kinch could get a medal here depending on these times. Oh my goodness, that was fairly close. That was closer than I anticipated it being, actually. So Leah Crisp is going to be a gold medalist with 8:35.15. All this to be confirmed and ratified, but as we see it, Alice Deering, silver medalist, 8:41.5, and M. Clark, 8:43.51. So the time of Nelly Kinch in heat number 1, nearly, as we anticipated, nearly good enough for a medal. but it will be Bath's Leah Crisp and then the Loughborough teammates M Clark and Ali Steering before ratification picking up the bronze and the silver medal. So congratulations to our first 3 medalists of the day. Did have a couple of heat declared winner events last night in session number 1. You can go back and watch that as well. It's available to you. And even if you do miss any of the swimming live, you can just come back to the BUCS YouTube channel and watch it whenever you want to. It's always going to be there. It doesn't get erased. It's, if you go onto the YouTube channel, you can see events and swims from quite some time ago. The last time we were back here in 2019, that's up there as well. 2019 had the likes of Adam Peaty competing back then, although he was still, of course, the Olympic medalist and world-class athlete we know, but he was representing Loughborough in 2019. I think he was still studying for something at that point. I forget the course. It's great to see. Or can you imagine being a university athlete, your first ever year at uni, competing for your university here, and you line up, and a couple of lanes to your left-hand side is Adam Peaty. What an experience that is. Just to let you know, those have been confirmed. Crisp, Deering and Clark are the first, second and third. Bath, Loughborough, gold, silver and bronze medalist. Congratulations to them. And now we go back to the women's 200 metre backstroke. We're going to see heats 1, 2 and 3. We've already seen 4, 5 and 6. So now our earlier heats. And again, that is fairly standard in these championships. You race the fastest 3 heats first, get those out of the way for all the events, then you come back and do the earlier heats a little bit later. And in this one, from the near side from lane 1, Megan Atten, May Tevez, Ellen Chaplin, Isla Yarrow, Trinity Wiltshire and Poppy Crawford. And there's an early lead for Megan Atten of Cardiff in lane number 1, 34.94. Already second and a half ahead of Isla Yarrow of Liverpool. Times to be expected around about 2:45, 2:50. And another lovely message from Joanna saying massive well done to Ilana Sinclair. So with the 800 metres at our first BUCS for University of Birmingham. Go all the teammates, Alana, Hannah and Aoife. Keep all the messages coming in. If I can't squeeze them in when we get to the 50 metre freestyle, because they are just rapid. Once you've read the names out, we're on to the next heat, but I'll try and squeeze them in as and when I can during the rest of the session if I don't get a chance during that event. But 2 more heats to come in the 200 back shortly. And it is still lane number 1, Megan Atten of Cardiff. Just that lead is growing and growing. She came in, Megan, with a 3:35. And she's darted to the line in a 2:26.78. So that is 9 or so seconds quicker than her entry time. So congratulations, Megan. Lovely swim. 19-year-old. In lanes 3 and 4, you've got Ellen Chaplin. And Isla Yarrow actually got a quicker time, so she is second place, 2:40.28. Second and a bit back to Ellen Chaplin. And then fourth place, Poppy Crawford. Now in lane number 2, you got May Teves of St George's. She's still got a couple of lengths to go. In fact, she's finishing up there, 3:18.74 for May Teves of St George's. That concludes heat number 1.
And in the South Hall, we move on to event 302, the men's 200 metres backstroke. There are 4 remaining heats. We begin with heat number 1.
So heat number 2 should be popping up on your screen in a second. Should be a full complement in this one, all 10 lanes taken up. From lane 0, you're going to see Darcy Gardner, Katrina Vanelli Coral, Katrina Sutherland, Laura Chisholm, Rebecca Greenwood, Veronica Hoskova, Sophia Breeze, Eve Beasley, Emma Pym and Natasha Scott. In fact, just looking on the screen there, I don't think, oh no, she is there. Yeah, just out of view there was Darcy Gardner. Thought she wasn't there for a second. This is heat number 2 of the women's 200 metre backstroke. Times to be expected. You've got 2:34s from Greenwood and Hoskova in lanes 4 and 5. And on the YouTube chat, D Thomas, best of luck, Anya Thomas. First BUCS for Cardiff Uni, heat number 14, lane 5 of the 53. Go smash it, baby girl. I think that's how you meant to pronounce that phrase. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Early leader in lane 6 is Sophia Breeze of East Anglia. Up against Rebecca Greenwood, Cardiff Met. Now, question for you. Are you a member of a swimming club or team? Do you need some new swimwear, team wear? If so, Speedo is the answer, okay? Here at the venue, come and see our team wear Speedo specialist next to the retail space to find out a little bit more. You can also, whilst you're there, sign up to the Speedo's team wear platform for your chance to win a £250 voucher for Speedo.com. So if you're looking for some new team swimwear, go and speak to Speedo. The very worst case scenario, you can win 250 quid for Speedo.com. It's an absolute no-brainer. Go and have a chat. It's a really good retail setup here at the venue. And once again, if you're not already, make sure you enter the competition to win some Speedo gear. All you have to do is take a photo, best photos. Don't just take a photo of water. Take a photo that is going to win a competition. It's going to get people smiling. And upload it to Instagram. Use the hashtag Speedo BUCS and tag in at Speedo UK. The best photos each day are going to be winning prizes, all right? Rebecca Greenwood, 2:30.47, wins our second heat. Sophia Breeze, 2:32.73 in second place. And Eve Breeze, Breeze and Breesley in second and third, 2:36.89. But Rebecca Greenwood out in front by a couple of seconds. And we have one heat to come then in the 200 back before we move on to the 50-metre freestyle for the women. Again, men's, if you want to watch the men's, it is available on a separate YouTube stream. But our main focus for this session on Facebook and YouTube is the women's competition in the North Pool. And there it is, heat number 3, taking part from lane 0 on the near side. Emma Schubert, Cara McDonald, Clementine Butler, Brow, Ellen Winters, Tara Box, Lindsay Wright, Jasmine Hamid, Ella Stapleton, Katie Roscoe and Jai Panati. So the swimmers in this heat, as per heats 1 and 2, but specifically heat 3, just as we get naturally quicker, they can find themselves in our A and B finals a little bit later on this evening. We've already ran the fastest 3 heats, but that doesn't necessarily mean those are guaranteed to get into the A and B finals. They can come from anywhere. If you have a particularly good swim in an earlier heat, of course you can 100% make it through. Early leader is Clementine Butler Brow. And Cara McDonald, closest competitor to her in terms of leading the race and also in the pool right on by her side. And in lane 0, Emma Schubert joining that little train of 3 to lead the way, leaving the rest of the pool behind them at the moment. You do often see that little group of swimmers, doesn't matter where they are. I know we often see it in the centre of the pool, but you can get 2 or 3 swimmers in outside lanes just working together and feeding off each other's energy and performance, pulling them along. That's exactly what we're seeing here. And certainly gives them a little edge over the rest of the pool if you're on a group. And if you're a runner, you'll know that very well. Of course, you've got the streamlining, but if you're in any sort of running race and you can find a little group of people to run with, my goodness, it makes it so much easier mentally, not alone physically. And there we have it, Clementine Butler-Brow, 2:27.42. Will that be good enough for an A or B final? We'll find out a little bit later once the times are confirmed. Cara McDonald and Emma Schubert, second and third, 1 and 2 seconds back respectively. And that concludes all of our heats now for the women's 200-metre backstroke. Shortly moving on to the 50-metre freestyle. 22 heats to come. But that sounds like a lot. It will not take long, because the majority of those will be whipped out in about 30 seconds. And just before we move on, third place in that one was Emma Schubert, and Connor says, go on Emma Schubert. Love from Connor and Millie. So just got that one in time, thanks Connor. Right then, 50-metre freestyle. Now we had a few shout-outs for swimmers taking part in the 50-metre freestyle. I'll have a flick back through and find them. In heat number 1, Got Harriet Finn, Laura Pilkington and Jay Taylor. Laura Pilkington in the S6 category, representing Edinburgh. Also got Beth Johnston in this one in the S10 category. Late entrant, not on the original paperwork, so good luck to her as well. Best of luck to Taylor. That's coming from Karen in the 50-metre freestyle. Go Team Newcastle. And good job, Jai. You did great. Love from Italy. Oh, it's a worldwide stream, guys. Tell us where you are. We've got Bournemouth, Guildford, Italy and America so far. Love to hear where you're watching from. Harriet Finn then 29.7. That's quick, isn't it, for heat number one? My goodness. 29.7 for heat number one from Harriet Finn. Wow. Beth Johnston in the S10 32.36. And then we have Jay Taylor 48.19. And Laura Pilkington in the S6 48.03. Good luck to Team Derby, Lindsay Wright and Josie Morgan. That is from Meg Truck. Coming up next, you've got Ruby Plunkett, Morgan Jai Blunt, Katie Norris, Samantha Green, Lucy Keach, Emma Plant, Matilda Lamarcand, Emma Cook, Lauren Willoughby and Georgia Flanagan. And on the YouTube chat, Joanna Sinclair, are you telling porkies to me watching in the Cayman Islands? You're just down the road in Sheffield, really, aren't you? Joanna Sinclair in the Cayman Islands. I've been lucky enough to be to the Cayman Islands. Absolutely beautiful. White sand and blue seas. And if I remember rightly, very colourful buildings. Reds, greens, yellows and blue buildings all along the high streets and the shopping areas. Am I thinking of the right place? Right, heat two, let's get underway. There might be slight delays to starts here for the 50s, simply because the men in the pool to our right-hand side are taking part at the same time in the 53. So these races, when they're running side by side, you do have to wait for the other swimmers to get going before you can start. Of course, don't want any of our swimmers to be put off by another race starting. Need full concentration. So lane number 4, looks like it's going to be a win for Emma Plant of Marjon. Now you don't see Marjon represented too many times, but they've got lanes 4 and 5 in this one. Lucy Keach, 34.8. Good time for heat number 2. We've also got viewers in Singapore and Malaysia. Wow. Come on, Lauren, smash it. And yes, Rebecca Greenwood, number 1 in your 200-metre backstroke heat. We are so proud. That is from Soph Dawes. Heat number 3 of the 50-metre freestyle. Rachel Joseph, Tristan McNaught, China Brown, Carmen Lim, Kay Lane, Lucy Kerr, Georgia Hartley, Rachel Thompson, Emily Kippax and Rebecca Cottle. Sorry, the flag over the pool there made this seat look like an O. So heat number 3 of 22. Fantastic. Right, YouTube chat here. Thank you for the great commentary. I'll get that one in. Thank you very much. Cheers, Joanna. And yes, that is the Cayman Islands with the blue buildings. Fantastic. Yeah, it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. About 10 years ago. It's very, very lovely memories of the Cayman Islands. And look at this swim from Rachel Thompson of Durham, 29.3. You will not see many sub-30s in the opening 10 heats here, I'd imagine. It's a great time there, second place. Look at the difference. Georgia Hartley, still a good swim, 33.73, but Rachel Thompson destroyed heat number 3 there. Really fantastic stuff, and we're not going to hang around. Straight on to heat number 4. Fionn McCulloch, Emily Clark, Nia Holder, Martha Rose, Emily Ing, Lucy Goodman, Kelly Johnston, Alex Bonner, Kate Nisbet and Maisie Clapperton. Right, we've started something now. Where are you watching from? What have we got? We've got, what else do we see? Oh, a couple of shout-outs first of all. Shout-out for China Brown, first competition in years. Good luck to you, you will smash it. That's nice from Thomas Orme. And go Amber Cook in the 53. Dad watching in Abu Dhabi, fantastic. Graham Cook watching in Abu Dhabi. In lane number 6 here, it is Martha Rose, 30.55. Kate Nisbet, 31.3, and Alex Bonner, 31.87. And Graham Cook, you are spoilt for choice, aren't you, for your sport locally in Abu Dhabi? You're watching the golf on the telly the last couple of nights. DP World Tour Championship out there. And on to, we are going to rattle through these. Heat number 5 now, from the near side. You've got Katie Snell, Jordan Coombs, Fan Cooney, Maria Krasnodebska, Ellie O'Donnell, Heather Michael, Ellie Lovegrove, Lucy Farmer, Sarah Hiley and Hannah Fowkes. And it is lane number 7, Lucy Farmer of Bournemouth leading this one. On this near side, Katie Snell going nicely. They will be your top 2. Who grabs 3rd place? It is Ellie O'Donnell ahead of Ellie Lovegrove, but Lucy Farmer, 28.15. That is a brilliant time. That is really quick. Really quick. Katie Snell, 2nd place, a second, 2.5 seconds back, in fact. Wow, that's the time to watch there. 22 heats in total. We are going to get down to around about 27 seconds at the quickest, maybe a sub 27 somewhere along the line. Apparently Abby Boff is going to smash it. She's going to win heat 12 apparently. Right, I am going to, Abby Boff, lane 3, heat 12. I'm going to put a star next to her name, and anything other than a win, then I will be disappointed in you, nobody LOL, on the YouTube chat. Okay? Keep those messages coming in. Again, just slight delays now because we've got so many races taking part. And we need to make sure the men's race is at least sort of 25 metres down before we can get underway. So there is a little bit of crossover. So you've got no lane 5 in this one. But otherwise you've got Livy Place, Louise Holden, Josephine Beagley, Christina Kayaneva, Chloe Lewis, Ellie Dickerson, Amy Freegard, Victoria Holmes and Molly Wilkins. Winning time, 30.39, Ellie Dickerson. Near side, Livy Place. And then Christina Kayazeva. So we just need to get these times confirmed. If there's ever a delay, other than the starting, it's just getting the times ratified. So if you see the times on the screen for a little while, it just means behind the scenes there's a quick question over maybe one of the swimmers or a timing chip or a timing board, sorry. So they are incredibly quick at getting any of those rectified though. It's those little things behind the scenes that you might not see what's going on, but just an explanation why sometimes is quite nice. Heat number 7, Hazel Traylor, Laura Coward, Ellie Hurd, Navisha Kairanaika, Georgia Farrar, Laura Southwell, Abby Still, Morgan White, Rebecca McGowan and A.B. Mackey. Now, plenty of shouts for Morgan White in heat number 7, coming from William Clark. So good luck, Morgan, in heat lane number 7. And out in front, lanes 3 and 6 and 0. Karuna Naikaka, 29.69, great time again. That's probably our 4th sub 30. Second place, Abby Still of East Anglia. And then a Hazel Traylor. But Karanaya Naka, fantastic time in heat number 7. And we're not hanging about, straight on to heat number 8. Catherine Hart, Christina Machewski, sorry. India Crawshaw, Tara Lundy, Chloe Asili, Laura Bierman, Morgan Howard, Mary Lawber, Zoe Jackson and Prisha Conticini. Now, we've got 2 swimmers here, well out in front in lanes 4 and 9. It's Chloe Asili and Prisha Conticini. Great swims from those two. Look at those times. We're talking about sub-30s. They are almost, well, 28.24. That's ridiculously quick. And Chloe Asili, 28.66 too. Fantastic swim from those. Shout out to Amy Potter. She is in heat number 15 in the 50-metre freestyle, and also Amber Cook, both of those from Cardiff Met University. Heat number 9, Becca Dawson, Charlotte Yates, Isabel Grimmer, Kirsty Johnston, Erin Lee, Isabel Grogan, Hayley Webb, Brooke Laurie, Josie Morgan and Coral Farrell. On the outside, Becca Dawson, University of Lancaster. And 5, Isabel Grogan of Oxford Brookes. Yeah, great swimming on this near side from Becca Dawson. Sub-30, 29.78. Only girl under 30 seconds. Grogan the best of the rest, 37 hundredths over the half-minute mark. And Erin Lee and Brooke Laurie also under 31 for 3rd and 4th place. Heat 10, Erin McDonald on this near side, and Emily Knowles, Alexandra Langandre, Heidi Chapman, Phoebe Holdsworth-Bayer, Alex West, Derry Linton, Alice Thompson, Alice Fender and Kate Shaw. My goodness, we are not hanging around with these. Absolutely back-to-back ferocious racing. Emily Knowles in this one had a shout out earlier. So good luck again to Emily. And again on this near side lane 0, Erin McDonald this time of Aberdeen. In 4, Phoebe Holdsworth-Bayer. And in number 8, Alice Fender. In fact, it is Fender that takes the win from Bournemouth in 8, 28.82. Right, if you're on the YouTube, can you do a big favour to not me, but BUCS and Speedo, and just hit that like button? It means a lot. If you're signed into YouTube, if you can hit that like button, That's really, really important for the BUCS channel. It's great to get the likes on there. It takes you 2 seconds, and it would be very much appreciated. Of course, if you're enjoying it. Hope you are. It's great to be here, great to be talking you through the action. And it's all building up to our final session later on tonight, which is our finals. This is what all the racing's for at the moment, to get into those A and B finals. Medals on the line. Swimming event points for the overall Speedo and BUCS Swimming Series Championships, and this one, of course, the short course swimming championships for Speedo and BUCS. Such a great event for our British university swimmers. Keely Saville this time from Southampton in lane number 1. Does she pip it? She does, but Kai Ratter was close, wasn't she? My goodness, 29.12. 500s back is Kyla Ratter. And then Lauren McCluskey, 29.48. But look at those, 4 times on the far side, all under 30 seconds. We are getting quicker and quicker. We're going to get down to around about the 27s, just to give you some perspective on where these times are going to go. Heat 12, Caitlin Oram, Isabel Watkins, Lindsay Wright, Abby Kane, Chika Key, Jackie Lau, Lily Kroll, Abby Boff, Cameron Gibbons, Lila Casada, and Courtney Schubel. And Abby Boff is going to be watched closely. A couple of messages of good luck for her. And apparently she's going to win this race. But at the moment, out in front, looks like lane number 6, Abby Kane, an S13 swimmer from Stirling. But it will be really tight, this one. Everybody involved. In fact, Courtney Schubel, 29.36, gets it in lane 0. Second place, right over the other side, 29.61. Then back to Lily Shada, 29.65. That is a really entertaining swim, that one. Well done to all 10 of our swimmers. I love it when they're nice and close like that. Difficult for a commentator to try and pick a winner. Generally don't do too badly, but that makes it a bit fun. Hannah Head, Rebecca Adams, Jessica Swaffer, Hannah Burgess, Lauren Pirouet, Katie Woodbridge, Anna Anderson-Martinez, Rosie Hoyle, Natasha Scott and Lisa Dutoit. Heat number 13. Oh, let me catch up with any messages for Heat 13 swimmers. There's a final shout out to Rebecca Greenwood. She's going to heat number 16. Smash it, girl. Good luck, Sophie Ward, swimming for York, from mum and dad in Leicester, and sister Abby watching in the USA. Blimey, what time is it? It must be morning over there, surely, depending on which coast you're on. Well, I can confirm it is 3:25 in the UK. And there's still about an hour's worth of daylight if we're really, really lucky. Now, far side, lane number 9, Lisa Dutoit of Plymouth going really nicely indeed. Second win in a row, can it be, from the outside lanes? It is indeed. 28.57, cracking time that. Really good. Katie Woodbridge, 28.89. So 2 swimmers under 29. And let's mention Hannah Head, 29.52 down in lane 0. Message for, come on, Holly Sharat from Manchester Met, who already has a 3-second PB this morning in her 50-metre breaststroke. 3-second PB over her 50 metres. Blimey, come on, Holly. That's from Keith Sharat. I'm guessing that's Dad. Tell me if I'm wrong, Keith. Right, heat 14. Let's try and keep up. Emily Oxley, Emma Bain, Ellen Northwood, Laura Howson, Charlie Dunn, Anya Thomas, Caitlin Hutchison, Chloe Jones, Hannah Thompson and Alex Viro. Now this is a close one. Maybe Charlie Dunn of Bradford in lane number 4 with their hand out in front, but second and third is going to be tight. Lane number 9, Alex Viro does get a second place, and it is Charlie Dunn in first. And who grabs third place? It is Emily Oxley of York in a 29.33. There are 8 swimmers there now, of those 10 under 30 seconds. Heat number 15, and on the YouTube chat, a good luck for Amber Cook from Libby McGuinness, and good luck Licious from Cheltenham. Libby, I'm from Cheltenham, that's my hometown. Don't live there anymore, but 20 years a Cheltonian before I moved to West Sussex. Springbank, my neck of the woods. Bourneside, my school. Enough of me though. Great start here in lane 6 for Megan Hughes. That's probably the best lead we've seen in the last 6 or 7 heats that early on. How close can she get to sort of like the 28-second mark? Can she go lower? Can we get our first 27? We have! Wow! 27.09 for Megan Hughes of Salford. That is absolutely rapid. She went out like a rocket though, didn't she? Ailey Grant, 28.39 for second place. And more good times. Jess Bickley, 28.75. That's brilliant. But 27.09. That is seriously quick, that one. Heat number 16 then. Tony Shaw, Mimi Morley, Isaac, Beth Tetzel, Tilly Loney, Elena Barotta, Alicia Hogan, Rebecca Quinn, Keone Broomfield, Rebecca Greenwood and Ellie McDougall. Another fairly close one. You've got two packs of swimmers on each side of the pool, haven't you here? Who's going to get there first? Oh, I thought it was going to be Beth Tetzel. It's not. It's Keone Broomfield, 28.18 of East Anglia, over in lane number 7. There was 2 groups of swimmers. It's like the near side versus the far side in that one. Beth Tetzel, second place from Worcester, and Mimi Morley Isaac, Oxford Brookes, 28.62. Good luck to Katie Groves from Samantha Groves in heat 21 and the DMU team. And a smash hit, Amy Potter from Becky Young. Keep your messages coming in. Fran says, let's go LUSWP. You're all smashing it. Cheering you on from back on campus in Lancaster. Heat 17, Kezia Matazewska, Tia May Burden, Justine Ranu, Lara Sinclair Banks, Taylor Cartwright, Caitlin Gillies, Charlotte Stevenson, Nicole Palmer-Jones, Stella Cookson and Madeline Brandon. Just in time to tell you the winner is Charlotte Stevenson, 26.81. Wow. And look at that, almost, nearly every swimmer under 30 seconds. We'll get there. But that is another really, really quick one, 26.81. I think that's that's got to be the fastest heat through our first opening 17 heats. Of course, we had it a bit quicker because we've already had the fastest 3 heats, but still, that is very much a time to be proud of, that one. A lot quicker than the entry times. All of these now are pretty much quicker than their entry times for these swimmers. Really having a great start to their Speedo and BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships here in 2021 at Ponds Forge International Sports Centre. Having a great time, lovely atmosphere in the venue, and it's building up to our finals tonight. Lane number 1, Tia May Burden of Leeds Beckett, 27.49. And now all 10 swimmers under 30 seconds. Charlotte Rowlands, 400ths over 28 seconds of Cambridge, and 28.19 Izzy Aspen of Marjon. She was in lane 0 on this near side. Heat number 19 from the near side. You've got Yasmin Hooker, Hazel McGonigal, Zara Maluli, Amber Cook, Honey Owen, Amelia Hardy, Yana Cooper Marcos, Gemma Hansen, Carla Brawley and Zoe Bewley. Zara Maluli in the S10 Parrot category. Jana Copper-Marcos of Bristol in lane number 6. Looks like she's going to take this heat. She does, 27.05. Just to her left-hand side, Amelia Hardy, second place in the heat. Hazel McGonigal down in lane number 1, 28.08. A couple of messages on the chat boxes. Good luck, Catherine Walton and the Portsmouth team. I hope you ate your banana for breakfast. Thank you, Stephen. And Maria Marcos, good luck, Jana, in heat number 19, the one we've just saw. So, sorry that was a little bit late, Maria. But I'm sure you're still very proud and happy with their performance there. Quick start then in heat number 20 in lane number 9 for Cheryl Yeo. From that far side, you've also got Alex McRae, Eve Corrigan, Lily Merritt, Rose Goodfellow, Zoe Coombs, Alexandra Hurd, Emily Gallo, Anya Orbel and Yasmin Tayala. And it will be a win in lane number 9 for Cheryl Yeo, 25.78. Wow, great time. 27.92 for Tayali and 28.05 for Orbel. But Cheryl Yeo for Warwick. That, once again, quickest time so far through the earliest 20 heats. That 20 heats done already, that is incredible, isn't it? Heat 21, Jade Nuttall, Olivia Tatton, Katie Gross, Bethany Hunt, Sophie Brandon, Claudia Murray, Charlotte O'Leary, Ely Ralph, Hannah Davidson and Maylie Darcy.
In the South Pool, it's heat 14.
We had a message for Katie Gross, good luck earlier in heat number 21. 21-year-old representing De Montfort University. In lane 4, Sophie Brandon of York, leading the way very, very confidently. Wow, this will be quick, won't it? It is 26.5 for Sophie Brandon. Jade Nuttall on the near side, 27.65. And Claudia Murray, 27.67. One more heat to go. Sue on YouTube chat is very proud of Hannah Cheval. Great swim, Hannah. And our final heat then of the 53. I've got the finals later, of course. But that will be absolutely brilliant, the 50-metre final later. We've had some such good times here. And Claudia Kirkpatrick, Jessica Law, Holly Leggett, Bethany Jordan, Sophia Ground, Amy Hodgson, Maisie Hosking, Evelyn Perry, Lizia Farash Tarano and Isabel Wild make up heat number 22. And after this, I'm going to get a sip of water and get some breath back before we move on to the 200-metre breaststroke heats. So who takes heat number 22? It would be poetry if it was lane 2, wouldn't it? And I think it might be. And that is Holly Leggett. 27.1 takes heat number 22. Big thank you to all of our 50-metre swimmers. I know with so many swimmers involved, we do get a lovely viewing numbers on both streams. There's more people to watch, so thank you for joining us. But don't go anywhere, plenty to come still. And coming up next, it is the heats 1, 2 and 3 from the 200-metre breaststroke. We've already seen heats 4, 5 and 6 earlier. So we now go back and do the earlier heats. And 3 swimmers taking part in this one. From lane number 3, Laura Pilkington, an SB5 category swimmer. Connie Denman of Lincoln and Elise Chant of Marjon. Right, I've wet me whistle, got me breath back, because that is 22 heats of 50 metres. What did that take? About 15, 20 minutes absolute maximum. So thanks for all the messages coming in. More messages to come for the next couple of heats too. If you've got anybody swimming in the 200 metre breaststroke, give a shout out, I will read them out. I'll just do a quick shout on to the Facebook, because I don't want to miss anything on there. Now, as well as leaving messages for me to read out and have a chat with you, do join the conversation online. So if you're doing anything on social media, be it Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the other ones that the younger people use, the Snapchat and the TikTok, join the conversation, use the hashtag SpeedoBUCS wherever you are talking about this, so we can just see what's going on and read other little bits and pieces out. We absolutely love to see it and build the atmosphere, and you've no idea what it does for the athletes here when they see messages of support coming in as well. Makes a massive, massive difference. Of course, everything this weekend is being streamed live to you across the weekend and across the world, as we've been finding out. You can head to the BUCS Facebook page or YouTube channels, wherever you are, and follow the action. Of course, everything that is on YouTube is going to be there for you to watch afterwards. If you've missed anything, don't worry. Or if you're going to miss something because you're going out, or Strictly's on or something, don't worry. You can come back and watch it later. It's still going to be there. So you can watch your race back. And just keep following and keep supporting with @BUCSsport on Twitter and Instagram, and @Speedo UK. Let us know what you're doing, where you're watching from, who you're supporting, and how much fun you are having. So the first of 3 heats we're going to see in the 200 metre breaststroke. Laura Pilkington, the SB5 category. Her entry time coming in was a 5:06.5, and in lane 4 we've got Connie Denman of Lincoln, a 3:15. We were due to have Elsie Chant, but she's not taken part in this heat. Lots of swimmers taking part in a huge number of events. If you're regulars to swim meets, it is not uncommon to see swimmers, you see the same name, taking part in 5 individual events and 2 relays. They are incredible athletes, these competitors, and they deserve all the support and credit that you give them. And another big thank you is to everybody just getting this event on and going ahead and running on schedule and on time. It is such a big effort. You can see on the screen in front of you the officials in white at both ends of the pool. We've got 2 pools, of course, but the numbers of people behind the scenes that have been working on this for weeks, if not months, to get this event on and get it running smoothly, to make it the most enjoyable for you and me, everybody here in the venue. It's just a massive thanks to everybody in taking part. And of course, over the last year, it's just lovely to have big live sport in front of us. Bit of normality to end 2021. Connie Denman, a 3:17.12 is her time. Let me just check back again. So, that's only 2 seconds outside of entry time, so that's pretty much nailed on. That's a good time for Connie there. Laura Pilkington, our Edinburgh swimmer, 5:06.50. So she has got a few lengths left to go. Got to conclude her breaststroke and freestyle. Now, if you are just joining us and you're wondering how this whole thing works, of course we've got bronze, silver, gold for our winners in the A finals, but there are points available to swimmers from 10 down to 1, and they are our swimming event points, because this is all part of the Speedo and BUCS swimming series. So in each event, only the fastest individual from each institution is going to score points. So if you've got 3 sterling swimmers, for example, in an A final, and they finish 1st, 5th and 7th, only the winner's going to get points before we go on to the next university. And just Laura Pilkington finishing there in a 4:56. So that's quick for Laura. That is almost 10 seconds quicker than her entry time. So congrats to Laura Pilkington. Before we move on to heat number 2. And there's points collected for your university, for your performances. So you don't need to just get gold, silver, bronze. Just coming 8th, 9th, 10th in an A final is going to get your university points, and they are tallied up. And across the end of the weekend, you have a institution winner, individual winner, and top team performance awards as well. So plenty of accolades to be handed out across the next couple of days. Heat number 2 of the 200 breaststroke for the women. From the top, let's go this time. Sophie Ward, Eleanor Calcutt, Leah Davidson, Grace Merrin, Laura Thompson, Charlotte Mayer, Phoebe Mack, Ellie Dickinson and Sarah Jarvis. Now a shout out from the proud sister of Sophie Ward in this heat in lane number 8. Her sister Abby is watching from overseas in the States. I hope you can hear my cheers from here. She is going to smash it. We can hear you loud and clear, Abby. Do not worry. And just whilst we're on messages, Sarah Wheatley says, good luck, Reading University, smash it, India Crawshaw. That's from Ella Jane, thanks Ella. Sarah Wheatley on the YouTube chat. I think she's talking to me. You sound like a Gary, is that your name? Oh, no, it's not Gary. It's, there you go. I've just replied to you. My name is Ewan. There you go. Replied in the chat. And I haven't got a middle name, so don't worry about that either. Right, heat. What heat are we on? We're on heat number 2. Oh my goodness. The heat poolside is fairly intense, and we are on the back row here. So when I say we, it's myself, the commentator Ewan. To my left-hand side, we have the arena announcers for both the North and the South pool, and then our coordinators too. And it is very warm. Yeah. So through 150 metres, your leader is Lorna Thompson of Glasgow, 2:09.25. Charlotte Mayer of Kent to her right-hand side is closest competitor. And then we out to lane number 7, Eleanor Calcutt of Durham. So coming up after this, we're on the 200-metre breaststroke. After this event, only one more heat to come, we have a heat declared winner event, our second one of the day. Lorna Thompson takes heat number 2 in a 2:55.38. Charlotte Mayer 2:57.67. Ellie Dickinson arranges that your top 3 in the heat. And we've got one heat to go, everybody, in the 200 breaststroke. Last chance saloon for any of these swimmers to make it into the 200-metre breaststroke final, which is later on tonight. Let's just have a quick look. The 200 breaststroke, the earliest swimmers were around about the 2:48 mark. So it's not against the realms of possibility whatsoever. So the likes of Chelsea Bean and Amelia Ray in this one, and Chekiki Jackie Lau, they are very much of a final spot up for grabs. So your full lineup: Carol Kennington, Madeline McCormack, Rachel Thompson, Sarah Mahmood, Chikiki Jackie Lau, Chelsea Bian, Amelia Ray, Caitlin Day, Maya Little and Catherine McCain. So just now getting underway. Again, the boys to our right are still finishing off their 50-metre races. In fact, no, they're on to the 200s now. But just a crossover in starting times, which can happen when you've got two pools running side by side. So Chelsea Behan of East Anglia, 22-year-old in lane number 4, 2:48 is her entry time. Very early days, but she does take a half a metre lead through the first 50. Now, as we've mentioned, this championships is being brought to you with the support of headline partner Speedo. If you are here in Sheffield at the venue, they are selling event merchandise in the foyer, likes of hoodies, t-shirts and a variety of great swimming apparel at even better prices. Go and chat to the team in the store or on the balcony to find out a little bit more. Chelsea Bian still leading the way. Over in lane number 6, Sarah Mahmood keeping a very close eye on her. With, at the halfway mark, 1.64 seconds back. And very much maintaining that lead. The final 10 metres of the final heat then of the breaststroke, and it will be your 60 metres. Your leader still Chelsea Behan. 2 minutes, what's the lead now? Gone out a little bit, hasn't it? 5 or so metres. 2:04.91 is Sarah Mahmood. Okay, time coming into this one, 2:48. Now the fight for second and third in this heat is very tight indeed. Behan chasing a spot in either the A or the B final. And I think this might be a time that does squeeze her into one of those. All TBC, but that is around about the quick times that we saw in our fastest 3 heats earlier on. So don't be surprised to see Chelsea competing again tonight in the 200 breast final. Second place, Rachel Thompson, 2:50. And Caitlin Day, also 2:50, half a second back behind Thompson. And just Jackie Lau coming in to close out the heats and this event for the time being, as we'll shortly move on to our 200-metre medley team relay. This will be pretty good fun, this one. Everyone loves a medley team relay. Now, there are 5 heats in this one. Okay, heat declared winner quite simply means there's no final later on. The fastest 3 swims from any university across the next 5 heats is going to be a gold, silver and bronze, which means a medalist doesn't necessarily come from the last heat, although it's more likely because we have the fastest teams in that one. But you could get a team that performs particularly well in heat 3 or 4 taking home a medal. So I'll try and keep my eye as best I can over the next 5 heats on who's done what and what the time is to be. But I will never ever say anything officially until I've seen it written by BUCS and Speedo in marker pen or on a computer screen officially. So in this one, you've got Warwick, Glasgow, Caledonia, Lancaster and Manchester. They are your 4 universities.
In heat 2 of the men's 200 metres breaststroke here in the South Pool, Freddie Wilkinson of Cardiff Met, he clocked in 2:30.76 to take this heat. That's a good 4.5 seconds faster than his entry time. Second to him, Jeffrey of Sheffield Hallam in 2:31.18, and third going to Luke Thomas of Manchester in 2:31.69. We move on to the last of the remaining heats now in the South Pool is heat 3.
Right, just getting clarification before I go absolutely mad. Not angry, just crazy. This is event 307. In fact, of course, the eagle-eyed will have spotted that it's event 307, and this is the women's 400-meter individual medley, not the team medley relay that is coming up next. And to just justify the confusion, there was a change in the schedule a little bit halfway through the afternoon, and then they were back to the original schedule. But the timesheets in front of us still had the second version. So just finding the correct paperwork. So event 307, this is the women's 400 metre individual medley. There's 3 heats, and this is still a heat declared winner event. So we've got 3 heats. The fastest 3 swimmers will be your gold, silver, bronze medalists. We anticipate them coming from heat number 3, but it's by no means guaranteed. You can get a medal from any heat, really. It is all time dependent, not just where you finish in your heat. So heat number 1, Lindy Davison, Elle Sutherland, Erica Shaub and Georgia Langton. Times are roughly sort of expected time, 5.5 to 6 minutes. That type of area to be your winning time. Elle Sutherland and Erica Shaub, see them in the middle there, swinging side by side, stroke for stroke. Now moving into the final stages of their swim. Outside those two in the middle, you've got Lindy Davidson of Warwick in lane 3 and Georgia Langton of Manchester in 6. And fastest time for the time to beat is going to be set by El Sutherland, 5:30.04. To right-hand side in lane 5, Erica Shaw of Lancaster, 5:30.69. They were close for that entire race, weren't they? Georgie Langton got a couple of lengths to go, as has Lindy Davison. We anticipated that from the entry times, so just over sort of 6 minutes or so for these two swimmers. And the finishing time for Lindy Davidson is a 6:06.06. Nice. Number patterns. And then we go to lane 6 for Georgia Langton, representing Manchester. And the 19-year-old stops the clock at 6:26.8. And that is your first heat in the 400 IM. 2 to go. And heat number 2. Apologies, I think the stream is stuck just for a second there on the far end of the pool. Back to normal now, hopefully. We've got Alyssa Bassinger, Morvan Adams, Maisie Thornton, Anya Priest, Guy Alcaraz, Laura Sharp, Jennifer Green, Holly Gregory, Josie Ross and Emily Malanga. That's from this near side to the far side. Now we're talking about getting 2 finals and the official progression to those finals, if you wish to know. So the top 10 swimmers or teams in any heat or set of heats will advance to the A finals, whereas the B finals, these are made up of these swimmers or teams ranked from 11th to 20th in the heats, and the top 3 swimmers in each event then will receive their medals. BUCS points will be awarded to the top 4 swimmers or teams for eligible events. However, only the top 2 swimmers from each institution or one institution for relay events will be eligible for BUCS points. Therefore, if there's not enough eligible swimmers or teams in the top 4 to earn the points, then the remaining points are awarded to the next best eligible swimmer/team based on the rest of the A or B final. In the case of heat declared winner events, as we have right now, the 400 individual medley, they can have more than 2 swimmers entered, but would not be able to achieve more than 2 sets of BUCS points and only 1 set of swimming event points. So there are different types of points up for grabs. Your BUCS points, which is for the entire university programme. Then you've got the swimming events points, which is specific to this swimming series and the short course championships by Speedo and BUCS. And then you've also got the FINA points, which is the international language of points for performances in the pool. So Maisie Thornton in lane number 2. She's got, at this stage, any other stage in any other event really, you'd say that was a pretty storming lead. But with halfway still to go, under halfway still to go in this race, it's a lead that can be diminished or caught upon. Trying to do that right now is Laura Sharp of Swansea in lane number 5. And, Thornton 3-second lead now over Sharp, and Priest 1.5 seconds further back. So in the South Pool, they're currently also in the men's 400 metre individual medley. If you've not been with us too much today, just to make you aware, there are 2 pools, a North and a South Pool here being used at Sheffield. So if you want to watch any men's racing, that is going to be in our second YouTube stream. But this morning we focused heavily on the men. This afternoon it's focusing heavily on the women, so that's the one you're watching on the Facebook. And you get the official commentary on. But if you do go and watch, if you're desperate to watch the men's, you can do on the second YouTube channel. There will just be the ambient sound, we call it, which is you'll be able to hear the tannoy speakers and the crowd in the background, but no official comms. But for the finals, the last session tonight from 6:15 onwards, 6:15 to be confirmed, then everything's happening in the same pool. So you can all join me in one place. Now Maisie Thornton, 4:51.02 as won heat number 2. So let me just jot that down. That is the new time to beat in this heat, or in this event. One more heat to come. Can Maisie win a medal with a 4:51? And Anya Priest, pretty good swimming too. Just about a second and a half or so back. We have one heat to go, folks, before we move on to our next event, and we are rattling through this session. Again, we'll have a fairly decent break before the finals, set for 6:15. And just to note, up in lane number 8 there, Josie Ross closing out in a sub-6, and a DQ actually, in fact, for this heat in lane number 4. So DQ lane number 4. Times just getting confirmed behind the scenes here with that DQ as well, and they are just confirming Maisie Thornton as your winner in a 4:51.02. One heat to come. I'll run you through the starting line. You can see the girls there on the starting blocks ready to go, and from the top then, Frances New, Yvonne Brown, Amelia Monaghan, Cara Schlossen, Amber Keegan, Lily Booker, Michaela Glenister, Rachel Anderson, Ellie O'Keefe and Jennifer King. This race is for medals. This is for BUCS points. This is for swimming event points. It's for FINA points. They need to beat 4:51, and if 3 of them can do it, then they will be your top 3 in the women's 400 metre individual medley. Kira Schlossen of Edinburgh, your leader through the first 100 metres. And that lead, although it was small, it's already pegged back for the first 25 of the second quarter of this race. On the backstroke leg, Amber Keegan having a great time, representing Sheffield University, so she'll know this pool well. A couple of universities in Sheffield, the University of Sheffield and Sheffield Hallam, not to be confused. And cracking 100-metre backstroke for Amber Keegan. She's turned a small deficit into a fairly good margin of advantage. Breaststroke and freestyle to come. 2.35 seconds now over Lily Booker and Kira Schlossen, so it's your centre three lanes. It is good fun when we get onto the 100-metre freestyle at the end. Everybody just lets absolute rip, and you very quickly find out who has got the strongest freestyle. So we'll look forward to this, but at the moment, going for gold, Amber Keegan of Sheffield. And what is that margin now? It is 3 seconds to Booker. It's another second back to Kira Schlossen, your early leader. Now you can see now, lane 4, Lily Booker coming back slightly on the breaststroke. This is where it starts to get good. Great race on for third and bronze place at the minute. I'm going to say bronze. Keep your mind on that 4:51 set by Maisie Thornton. Should be beatable by these girls, but still, it's got to be mindful of that. And on to the freestyle. Here we go then. Lane number 5, Amber Keegan, 3:29.77, 3.5 seconds clear of Lily Booker. And can she maintain this? In third place, it is currently Amelia Monaghan now in lane number 7. Over in lane 9, Frances New also going nicely. But lane 5, Amber Keegan of Sheffield with 50 metres to go in the freestyle. Surely she has gold wrapped up. Silver medal looking currently like Lily Booker. Bronze, it is to play for. Lane 7, 6 and 9. Amelia Monaghan, Kira Schlossen and Frances New. They're going to fight this one out to the end. But it's going to be a processional last 50 metres for Amber Keegan of Sheffield. Just turning now is Lily Booker. She's got silver absolutely wrapped up in her hands for the last few metres. Last couple of strokes then for your winner, your gold medalist, Amber Keegan, 4:34. Congratulations to her. Silver medal will be Lily Booker. Bronze still up for grabs. Lane number 7, Amelia Monaghan, taken over from your early leader, Kira Schlossen, to take the bronze in 4:45. There's your gold and silver bronze. It is Amber Keegan, Lily Booker and Amelia Monaghan. They take home the medals. Great swimming in our third and final heat, and heat declared winner of the Women's Open 400-metre individual medley. Plenty more medals to be distributed later on this evening, and that is the action we're looking forward to. So great stuff from the girls. And coming up next to the left-hand side, you can see a gaggle of swimmers. What do you call a collection of swimmers? Oh, that's a question, isn't it? What do you call a collection of swimmers? What do you call a group of swimmers? Let us know in the YouTube chat. and we'll try and decide amongst ourselves. Is it a wave of swimmers? A wave of swimmers. That's my bid anyway. Right, we are on to the officially event 309. It's the open 200 metre medley team relays. These will be great. These will be really, really good fun. And we're going to see 7 heats in this one. And the final is going to be tomorrow night. This is not heat declared. This is heats. You've got University of Lancaster C, Gloucester A, Northampton, Gloucester B, Bristol B, Marjon B, Chester, Northampton, University of Lancaster B and University of Lancaster A. Central Lancaster, sorry, Lancashire, not Lancaster. And already through 50 metres, just look at the spread across the pool. That is ridiculous. Bristol B leading the way, 31.51. Then comes University of Central Lancashire A, 34.32, and then Northampton. I'm just trying to keep up now. But you say that's a massive, massive lead, and it is. The way it can change across these 200 metres is quite ridiculous too. I've seen swims where through the first or 2 legs you've got a 25 metre lead and it gets dragged back in. It is absolutely brilliant to watch these medleys. All depends on what strength of swimmers each team's put out and whether they're saving their strongest swimmers for the final. Can be a dangerous tactic, that one. Let me say, but still in the lead then. Bristol B, 109.32. And our second and third swimmers in the pool and getting ready. And in we go. It's apart from your leader in lane number 4, it's quite difficult to actually spot who's in which position. So there you go, there's your leader. It is on your screens there. I know it said University of Central Lancashire A. Just want to get that confirmed. But Bristol B going very nicely in lane number 4. So here we go, Bristol, there we go, it's been rectified. Bristol in the lead, 206.62 onto their final leg. And second place then is University of Lancaster B, a 2:12.15 in 8. Third place, a 2:16.64 for Northampton. And still swimmers halfway down the pool. It is chaos, but no doubt about your winner. It's Bristol B, 2:06.92, and University of Central Lancashire B in lane 8 in a 2:12, and third place Northampton. There you go. No ABC needed, just Northampton. I like that in lane number 2. And just coming to finish things off is University of Central Lancashire C in 0. And there we go. Did you enjoy that? We've got 5 more of these to come. In fact, 7 more to come. There's 8 heats in this one, so even more to enjoy. And in heat 2, so just waiting for these times to be confirmed before they get taken off the screen. That's it doesn't happen very often, but you can imagine the slight confusion when you've got 40 swimmers taking part. And there we go. All done and confirmed, I believe. Yeah, there we go. Bristol we confirmed as your winners, 2:06.62. And the reason for the delay, in fact, we did have a disqualification for Gloucestershire B and Marjon. So Northampton was second and Chester were third. So just plenty to dissect and organise after that first heat. Let's do it all again. Heat number 2. From the top, Bristol A, Bangor B, Imperial, Kent, Manchester B, Southampton A, Manchester Met A, King's College B, Bangor A and Bournemouth B. So other than Bangor A and B in this one, I'm just going to call everybody by their main names, because the letters, I know it's only A, B and C, but it can get a bit wordy, if not confusing. So cracking start in lane number 9 for Bristol. That's absolutely fired out the blocks there. And cracking lead over plenty of teams in the centre. Second swimmers getting ready to go in, so not the wide range, massive range of different placings that we had in heat number 1. A little bit more conformed. Manchester Met in lane number 3, followed by King's College. And a great swim going on in lane number 3 from Manchester Met A, pulling this right back on the breaststroke, reeling in Bristol on the far side. That's a great 50 metres for Manchester Met A. Really, really good stuff. What can they do on the butterfly? So you've got 2 teams out in front, Bristol A and Manchester Met A. Then in the centre, going for 3rd place in the heat, great swim between Southampton and Manchester B. Manchester Met in 3, holding on to this lead just about into the final few strokes of the 3rd leg. In come the freestylists, 0.08 of a second separating our top 2 teams. And then not much difference separating the teams in 3rd and 4th place. And it is the freestyle of Bristol A in lane number 9 on the far side. They have brought this back up the end. They led through the opening leg, dropped down to the second for the 2nd and 3rd leg, but their final leg swim out has brought it home in a 2:03.33. Really good racing between Bristol and Manchester Met. 3rd place Manchester B, beating Southampton A to the line, 2:07s and 2:09s. And that is the type of racing we are looking for. And if you're enjoying the heats already, just imagine what the finals are going to be like tomorrow evening. And that is correct, tomorrow evening for these medley relay finals. Just so many races going on. The best time to put it into the schedule. I say tomorrow evening, it's tomorrow afternoon. There's an AM and a PM session tomorrow. Today, there's been a morning, afternoon and evening. Tomorrow we call it AM and PM because it starts about 9:30, and then the finals tomorrow around about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So just be aware of that. Adam Marsh on YouTube says, well done Northampton team, you smashed it. Keep those messages coming in. Yeah, as many as we can, and we'll try and do the same in the finals later. So heat number 3 coming up. Here you got from lane 0, St Andrews A, King College A, Strathclyde, York B, Cambridge B, Bournemouth A, Oxford Brookes B, Edge Hill, St George's and Heriot Watt. Okay, who's got the best backstroke swimmer? Good start from Bournemouth in lane number 5. On this near side, Heriot Watt. Good way to get their relay going. Was a great advantage to have a good backstroke swimmer at the start of these medleys. Gives you a mental advantage, not just a literal one in terms of timing. Cartwright, says go on York. York B are in lane number 3 in this one. So things tightening up now. 4 teams out there. And the breaststroke in Southern and 5. Got Edge Hill now coming through, and Bournemouth A in 5. On this near side, Heriot Watt still up there in the top 3 or 4 places. So Bournemouth and Cambridge going for it. So Edge Hill didn't come up on the timing board there, but you can see in the pool most definitely at the front of this one. So maybe just an issue with that timing board in lane number 7. We'll see this time. Clearly in second place behind Bournemouth A. Being chased hard by Cambridge. And once again, the timing board, unfortunately, in lane number 7, not at the races. So let's wait and see. We'll definitely get the times for Bournemouth A and in 4, Cambridge. And keep your eye on lane 0, St Andrews. They're coming through here right at the death as well. What a fantastic freestyle they've had. Almost got caught the swimmer leaving the pool, but it is lane number 5. Bournemouth A take it 2:06.16. Edge Hill, timing ball just worked in time. St Andrews come through in lane 0 to take second place. They weren't anywhere in the first 100 metres, were they? Wow, that's fantastic. Edge Hill in lane 7, led at one stage, come home in 3rd place, 2:07.88. And at Cambridge, they were in the top 2 as well for a little while, but everything changes, doesn't it? 2:08 on the nose for 4th place in heat number 3. Two DQs for that one. Bournemouth A and St George's both disqualified. Wow, so our winners, Bournemouth A, disqualified from that heat. I don't get told why at this early stage. Karen Hochberg on the YouTube chat. Well done, Bangor. Great swimming. Was indeed. We've got more great swimming to close out the session over the next 10 minutes or so. Just 5 more heats to come in this team medley. In heat 4, St Andrews B, Reading B, Liverpool, Cardiff A, York A, Leeds Beckett B, Manchester A, East Anglia A, UCL and Liverpool John Moores. Right, so to our right-hand side, I think we're just going to get the men's race started first, hence the slight delay. Men's relays taking place at exactly the same time. We do thank you for watching this live stream coverage of the Speedo and BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships 2021. My name's Ewan, absolute pleasure to be bringing you commentary, live coverage through the entire weekend. We did have a session last night, so a 3-day weekend. Can't wait to bring you the finals later on tonight and tomorrow afternoon. They are going to be a lot of fun. Message on the YouTube chat from Simon Crawshaw. Good luck, India Crawshaw, swimming for Reading University. So we've got 2 Reading teams, A and B. Reading B going in our next heat coming up. The boys' race to our right hand side is now underway, so we should be onto the starting blocks in any second's time. And across the weekend, just worth mentioning because I don't want you to miss out, Speedo, our headline partners and sponsors, are offering spot prizes. They include the new LZR Rave training suit. And for your chance to win, just post a picture on Instagram with your team, partner or buddies, and we'll be picking winners each day. Tag at Speedo UK and use the hashtag Speedo BUCS. So apologies for the delay in getting this race underway. We can now officially go ahead. And there's, in the background, you might hear the whistle to say, get yourselves ready. And this is heat number 4 of 8 to close this session. And off we go. And the backstroke can be such a decisive leg, and being first, there can be quite big margins between your leaders across the pool, even through 50 metres. So in lane number 2, East Anglia leading with York in lane 5. So on to the breaststroke, and this is probably, I know we're only, 4 heats in. This is the tightest of the 4 so far. Nothing that's impossible to overcome, which you can sometimes see in the really early stages if somebody's got a particularly fantastic swim in a particular leg. But maybe we'll get a close one here. East Anglia still out in front. This time it's Manchester A in lane 3 closest. Just falling back slightly York on the breaststroke leg. So onto the butterfly. Oh, this is getting really nice and close now, isn't it? Between East Anglia and Manchester. Now lane 6 making a move. It's Cardiff making their way into 3rd place. The field's starting to stretch. Already onto our final leg in the freestyle. 0.25 separating Manchester and Cardiff. And look at this, pulling away as well in lane number 2, East Anglia. Lovely swim. And in 6, Cardiff A. Can they nab 2nd place from Manchester A? No doubt about your winner. That is East Anglia. And Manchester A do hold on to 2nd place. 2 seconds back from East Anglia. And Cardiff have to settle for 3rd, but a great second half of that race for Cardiff A. York bringing home 4th place. And 2:02.39, new quickest time through 4 heats. Four down, 4 to come. Heat number 5. Cardiff Met, Aberdeen, Sheffield, Durham, Marjon, Sheffield, Hallam, Leeds, Beckett, Lancaster, Plymouth and Southampton. No less than 6 A teams in heat number 5. And some nice messages again on the YouTube chat from Graham Cook. So dad's in Abu Dhabi, brothers in Cheltenham, mum's in Devon. I don't know where I'd rather be. And all brought together by this amazing YouTube channel to watch Amber Cook in heat number 8. Thank you for your amazing coverage. And go Amber, thank you for the amazing message, Graham. Really, really appreciate it. I love Devon. I'm from Cheltenham, and I'd like to go to Abu Dhabi. So nice collective mix. But great that you can be all in inverted commas together to watch Amber this afternoon. Well done, Amelia Monaghan in the 400 IM. That's from Natalie. You did great. Love from Mum. In brackets, I was shouting for you. We were all shouting for her. We're all supporting everybody in these events, but particularly mums, I'm certain. Well done, Jai Panati in the Reading B. We love you. Max Merritt says, good luck, Lily Merritt. And Kira Rossiter says, let's go, Mahjong. So please do keep the messages coming in. It's such a joy to know where you're watching from and that you are enjoying it. And let us know who you're supporting, what races they're in, and we'll give as many shout-outs as we possibly can throughout the day. So your leader in lane number 3, it's Leeds Beckett A, one of our 6 Class A teams. Any university can field up to 3 teams, an A and a B and a C. If they haven't got a lane, if you see a team without an A, a B or a C next to them, they've only got 1 team, hence the letters. And great finish from Leeds Beckett to close out a victory in 2:05. Challenged hard by Sheffield Hallam and Lancaster, not too much separating those, and a flurry of times coming in after that. So plenty of noise now around the arena, because if you imagine, with these medleys going on, you've got supporters of so many people in the pool at the same time. You've got 40 racers. In fact, it's not 40, it's 80, because you've got the boys medley taking place to my right-hand side. We are watching the girls, of course, so at any one time at the moment, there are 80 swimmers competing in a heat, which I think that's almost unheard of, but it does make a great atmosphere because the swimmers at each end of the pool are cheering on their teammates, of course. So this is the loudest we've heard it so far, and it is an absolute joy. I hope you can hear it over the ambient noise in the background. It is absolutely lovely. So heat number 6 then. You've got Leeds B, East Anglia B, Oxford A, Birmingham A, Newcastle B, Sheffield Hallam C, Bath, Portsmouth, Nottingham and Reading A. And that's good timing from Abraham Angus. Come on, Katie Walton, do Portsmouth proud. So I can only assume Katie is one of our full team members in the Portsmouth team in lane number 2. I do not have team names. Only for the finals will I be given the actual names of all 4 competitors. For the time being, the best I can give you is the team names, but that will be inclusive of swimmers later on tomorrow. So let's go. Lane 6, Birmingham. Lane 4, Sheffield Hallam. Now you're leading 2 through the backstroke. On to the breaststroke, and yeah, this is shaping up nicely. 6 or 7 teams all within 3 or 4 seconds. Second 100 metres, absolutely pivotal with both the butterfly, which is arguably less specialist. So if you've got a great butterfly swimmer, you're with a great chance in the medleys. And then you're always going to be a quickest freestyler out on the 4th leg, of course. So it does get to be a lot of fun into the closing stages of these heats. Lane 4, Sheffield Hallam C. This is the C team for Sheffield Hallam, and they're storming through heat number 6. So what can their A and B teams do a little bit later on? This is great stuff. In lanes 3 and 6, you've got Bath and Birmingham A. They are 2nd and 3rd in the heat. Then in lane 1, Nottingham, over on the far side, lane 7, Oxford A. Already onto the freestyle. We absolutely rip through these events, don't we? And there's going to be absolutely no stopping Sheffield Hallam by the looks of things. The white cap with the red H proudly on the side. And second and third, great battle on between Birmingham A and Sheffield. Who is going to get it? No doubt about you when it's Sheffield Hallam, 1:55.76, cracking time. And both, again, under 2 minutes. This time it is Birmingham A just pipping Bath, both with 1:58, 3.5 tenths separating them. In fourth place, Nottingham. Very well done with a 2 minutes and 27 hundredths. But Sheffield Hallam leading from the starting whistle, or the starting klaxon, and that is their C team. That is frightening stuff, isn't it? Quality throughout this Sheffield Hallam University campus. And of course the home team this weekend too, or the joint home team, two Sheffield universities of course. Carolyn Breeze says, come on East Anglia B, and go Sophia Breeze, and well done Sophia. So East Anglia going in that heat number 6, and now heat number 7. We've got Newcastle, Glasgow, Sheffield Hallam B, Plymouth A, Stirling A, Surrey B, Durham B, Warwick, Cambridge A and Oxford Brookes A. Sue says great swimming leads Beckett. So can Sheffield Hallam B follow their teammates Sheffield Hallam C and win heat number 7 now? In the lead is Stirling in lane number 5. And Stirling, one of our universities in BUCS with a great swimming pedigree. You will see that university plenty of times across the later on this afternoon and tomorrow. They will be picking up plenty of medals. In Southern, Sheffield Hallam B. And then in lane number 1, Cambridge A also going nicely. Lane number 9, Newcastle A. Newcastle A actually in second place. Great second leg for Newcastle in 9. But look at this from Stirling A, showing their class now on the butterfly, taking chunks out of Sheffield Hallam B and the rest. In 1, Cambridge A coming back nicely on the butterfly. In 4, you got Surrey B. A lot of teams involved in this one. Nobody's going to catch Stirling. But these, remember, are going to be setting times to get into either the A or B final taking place tomorrow. So the time is everything. The position, not too important. It's all about your time in these final heats. And Stirling 1:55.58. We had two 1:55s, of course, in our previous heat. And stealing second place, Surrey B, 2:01.59. Sheffield Hallam demoted to third place in the heat, 2:02.03. And it's not over until it's over in medleys. Stirling clear winners, but Surrey B, what a freestyle leg for a 2:01.59 and second place in heat number 7. And this is why we love watching swimming. You never know what's going to happen. Never, ever make an assumption or think, oh yeah, that's done. They've definitely come second or third. Doesn't work like that. And finally, we have heat number 8. And this is our final swim of the session. You're going to get a good hour and a half's break before our final session starts at 6:15. If you're on YouTube, you can set yourself a reminder. Okay, just click on the reminder button. Go back to the BUCS YouTube page. Not yet, not yet. After this heat, go back to the BUCS YouTube page. Pick session number 4. And there's a button where you can say set reminder, and it will give you a little notification when it's starting, so you don't have to miss a thing. You can watch it live with me. Oh, there's surely a false start there from Edinburgh. I'll let the officials call it, but there was an audible ooh in the arena. But let's focus on your leader, who is lane number 6, that is Swansea A. In this one, sorry, you've got Birmingham B, Aberdeen B, Edinburgh A, Leeds A, Swansea B, Loughborough, Swansea A, Lancaster A, Surrey A and Cardiff Met A. And really good first leg then for Swansea in the green cap. Now in second place at the moment is Edinburgh A. I put a little asterisk next to their name in this one after what we think is a false start, but I won't mention that again until it's been clarified. But they are going nicely. Still Swansea, then Edinburgh, Loughborough, Surrey, Swansea again with their B team, Aberdeen B, Birmingham B. Entry time, Swansea B came into this one with a 1:30. Well, they're currently trailing in 5th place because it's a lovely butterfly leg from Swansea. Well, every leg's been great, hasn't it? Let's be perfectly honest. Edinburgh, Loughborough, Aberdeen, Surrey, Swansea. It's tight behind, but it's not tight at the top, because Swansea are going to make their way into the A final, certainly. Who else can join them? In lane number 2 is still Edinburgh A. In 1 going nicely is Aberdeen B. In 5, Loughborough. They've come through really nicely at the end, Loughborough. Timing not come up on the board, but they were certainly second. So Swansea A first, then Loughborough without a time in lane number 5. Then Edinburgh, Aberdeen. There's Loughborough's time. So Loughborough were second on the timing board. Aberdeen 4th. Just trying to work this out because it's a little bit lost. So Swansea were 6th place. Every single time though, ignore the position. Every single time under 2 minutes has got a good chance of being in one of our A or B finals. All to be confirmed. Just got it on our screens now. Edinburgh A are disqualified from the 200 metre medley team. That is a real shame because they had a really good race regardless. So that is it for session number 3, but we've got more to come and maybe the best to come because it is the final session. So every event we've seen today, to bar the heat declared winners, the finals are coming up from 6:15 onwards. There's only going to be one YouTube channel, and it is gonna be this one. Okay, so set your reminder, come back at 6:15, because it's the final sessions for the Speedo and BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships 2021 here on Saturday, day number 2. Hope you've enjoyed yourself. I've enjoyed bringing you the coverage. We've got more to come, so go and have a break, but be back at 6:15. It's gonna get even better, even faster, and it's gonna be medals galore. Enjoy your break, see you shortly.
Drum. Now I'm moving to the beat of a drum. Now I'm moving to the beat of a drum.